Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Dr. Disrespect and this big recent update with him, because this morning we got a press release from the folks over at Rumble that has announced that they signed on Dr. Disrespect to do some pretty major work over on the platform. Now, this is something that people were rumoring was going to be coming for a few weeks at least up until this point. I saw some posts the other day where people were like, speculating on what was coming next because Dr. Disrespect ended his what appears to be final stream on YouTube with this clip that kind of hinted towards this whole decision coming, that he was going to be moving from YouTube to Rumble. So obviously this is all following the last 6 or 8 months of Dr. Disrespect's career where things have been pretty up and down, right? So back in the summertime, like June, I want to say, there were these massive allegations that became like the centerfold of everything surrounding Dr. Disrespect. There was these allegations that the reason he separated from Twitch all the way back in the day and everything kind of was hush-hush was because a Twitch employee found out through the software or whatever that Dr. Disrespect was inappropriately speaking with a minor, I guess is the best way to put it. So Dr. Disrespect initially responded and admitted that an inappropriate conversation happened. He then later kind of retracted the statement and was like, I kind of played everybody. But now, after all of that, he kind of came back to streaming after taking time away or whatever to kind of let everything play out. And then now, obviously, we're going to be taking a look at this. So Rumble, the video sharing platform and cloud services provider, today announced that Dr. Disrespect has joined Rumble and will be streaming his popular content on the platform as part of an agreement that includes equity with milestones. As a majority of its compensation, Dr. Disrespect will provide exclusive content to Rumble Premium for his Champions Club community. Dr. Disrespect will also lead Rumble Gaming, acting as an advisor and helping to build the Rumble Gaming community. Dr. Disrespect is one of the world's best-known online streamers, continuously in the top charts. Dr. Disrespect's first stream on Rumble will be December 2nd, 2024. They already have his Rumble channel up. Apparently, he's going to do a free show there, additional exclusive content available to subscribers of the community. Through Rumble Premium, they're even offering a fucking discount and whatnot, right? So this is a pretty major development, obviously, not only in Dr. Disrespect's career, but also just in the streaming world in general. So, like I said, Dr. Disrespect, after all the allegations, after all the drama that kind of happened after that, he took some time where, he wasn't streaming, he wasn't doing his normal routines or whatever, and then he kind of comes back. He tries to fly under the radar just a little bit. Like, he makes some comments on Twitter, he's kind of trolling or trying to fuck with people. People are clowning him in the comments about all the stuff that happened, all the drama and allegations. But there was this wonder if he was even gonna be able to come back, right? Now, obviously, here on the channel, I've covered plenty of different situations where shit like this happens. Somebody gets accused of really wild or fucked up stuff. Next thing you know, everyone's kind of speculating what's the next move? What's gonna happen next? Well, this is a pretty big move because it's not really like other streaming deals. Now, I know when you hear, oh, Dr. Disrespect is signed by Rumble, the first thing you probably think of is when Ninja got signed by Mixer back when that was even still a thing, and all these other content creators, streamers, podcast hosts, whatever, that have been getting these exclusivity deals from platforms like Twitch, YouTube, obviously now Rumble, Kick. And this is pretty different because, he's going to be creating content. That is obviously a huge part of this whole thing. But it goes beyond just oh, hey, we'll pay you to stream on our platform kind of thing. I think that's what everybody would have really expected here. This is a more fundamental thing. So one thing I noticed in this whole press release here that sounded pretty different compared to what we usually think is the fact that he's mostly being paid in equity in the company. Now, Rumble is a publicly traded company. So if you trade stocks or you have a portfolio, you could right now, hypothetically, go buy shares in Rumble and invest in the company. So I guess he's getting a shit ton of these shares. If there's milestones that he completes, he gets more equity or he gets paid bonuses. Who knows, really? I figure most streamers and content creators are more used to the monthly payment strategy where it's oh, you come stream 40 hours a week here, we're gonna go ahead and pay you $80,000 a month. So this is pretty different. This is a much more fundamental, deeply rooted relationship This isn't one of those things where it's like a streamer coming along for 6 months or whatever. Like, we've seen that happen in this industry, but I mean, he's going to be doing like the gaming advising for Rumble Gaming, so that's like an actual figurehead position where they're trying to like grow this side of their brand. They're trying to build themselves up as like a gaming platform, because right now Rumble is kind of just a normal video platform, I guess is the best way to put it. And so they're trying to like expand and compete with Twitch and whatnot in a much better direct way. So they are basically bringing him in as a content creator and somebody who works inside directly with the company. So I think that's part of the fundamental difference between platforms like Rumble and YouTube. I mean, you would never hear something like this from YouTube. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't even think they would hire fucking Kai Cenat. You know what I mean? I don't think that's how YouTube really operates. So when you hear shit like this, it just sounds different because everyone reports it as like, oh, that's how it is. But obviously, there's a pretty split reaction to this. I mean, there's been a lot of people who've supported and defended Dr. Disrespect from the jump anyway. Like, even when the allegations were all still fresh and going on, even when like Dr. Disrespect put his statements out and edited them and retracted them and stuff like that, you know, people still stood by him. They thought that he was being unfairly canceled. They thought that a situation that was, I guess, a nothing burger was getting blown up into this like really weird thing where people were like hypersexualizing it. So a lot of people defended Dr. Disrespect. And so for them, they see this as like a championing move. They see this as like, you know, the two-time really getting a dub here. And I mean, for him, it is obviously a dub. He's getting signed on to work with Rumble. He already worked with YouTube. He probably completed that contract, I'd imagine. And then of course there's people who are just like, well, how did this happen, right? Because I mean, these were some pretty serious allegations. It wasn't like the situation I remember a few years ago when people were like, oh, he cheated on his wife. And obviously people think that's wrong. It is wrong, but it's a lot different than like having inappropriate conversations with a child. So a lot of people thought that like that would have been the end of his career. It was like no point he could come back from. But like I said, you know, he just kind of walked away from it. He took that time off. He took the weeks away from the streaming and everything. And I think this situation really kind of teaches this in a whole new perspective for a lot of these people who were mad about this. But when it comes to like internet cancellation and people like going after you and like shit like that, 9 times out of 10, it is not something that's going to do anything regardless. Like, it's always crazy to have watch this shit happen in the moment because like obviously these allegations are fucking wild. They're off the wall. People react to it and everyone's like, oh shit, because I mean, it's serious enough to where people would think that'd be it. But like I said, there was a lot of people who stood behind him, and then the way the internet works is, man, like shit really matters for like 2, maybe 3 days max, depending on what it is. But if you just get through that 72 hours and you don't fucking like keep kicking the hornet's nest or whatever, most of the time you can just walk the fuck away and nothing happens. I mean, over the last few years, we've gotten like really worried about cancel culture and like people doing this shit online. And in some instances, like people do really get canceled. You know what I mean? Like there are people out there who lose their jobs, they lose their livelihoods, they lose their dreams. You know what I mean? All over allegations or like shit that happened or something that they did. But I hate to bring this up, but like look at EDP445, for example, right? Like he got caught multiple times literally trying to meet up with a child. And it was all documented. It was all on camera. They had the messages of him like getting ditty with fucking kids kind of shit. You know what I mean? And he didn't even get arrested and charged because like the evidence apparently got botched so much and like it got to the point where the police couldn't use it. So like when you see people do shit like that in front of everybody in the world and literally nothing happens to them, it kind of gets to this point where you almost expect for nothing to happen. Like this was a serious enough allegation that you would, for a lot of people, it would have been fucking lethal. You know, if you're a smaller creator or something, this is something that hangs in the shadows all the time. But like Dr. Disrespect just walked away from all of it. And now here we are at a point where he's announcing that he's working with Rumble directly. So I know a lot of people are probably also sitting there wondering like, oh, why would Rumble work with somebody like this? Why would Rumble sign somebody or hire somebody who has all these allegations and has had all these dramas and these past situations and whatnot? Well, obviously there's 2 major reasons that come to mind right off the top for me. Now, number 1, Rumble has always as a platform been like more dedicated to like free speech and like providing the alternative platform where maybe people who aren't in the good graces of the mainstream or like people who don't want to deal with like the restrictions and shit that happens on mainstream platforms, that's what Rumble is supposed to be. It's supposed to be the other side of the video part of the internet where people who feel like they're silenced or they don't fit in elsewhere can like go, you know what I mean? And Rumble's grown pretty respectively, you know what I mean? Like I try to upload my videos to Rumble too. I used to have it like auto synced. It doesn't auto sync anymore, unfortunately, but like Rumble has always done that, you know, that's always been like the backbone of their platform. So it kind of makes sense that they probably would be the ones who wouldn't give a fuck. But realistically too, and this is the reason, like even why I'm sure YouTube didn't fucking kick Dr. Disrespect off right when he tried to come back to streaming. It's like, to these companies, they try to preach morality. They try and pretend that they really give a fuck about all these issues. They come out and condemn shit. Oh, we don't stand for ignorance and hate and all these other things, you know. They say all this shit to try and coax you into buying products. But at the end of the day, that's all it really is. It's a fucking business trying to like coax you into your feelings to more broadly and blindly support them as companies so that you buy their shit, you know? McDonald's isn't out here fucking saying they take a stand against this because they really take a stand. They want to sell you a Big Mac, bro. And for Rumble or YouTube or any of these other platforms, basically putting someone who may have allegations or like a bad history or, you know, some sort of controversy in their past, putting them out there to make money off of them is the right business move, you know? When you can sign someone who has the built-in audience like Dr. Disrespect, you can pull them from a major competitor, you can try and use their, like, you know, I guess experience in the industry and whatnot for like leading insight into the development of your company. Rumble isn't gonna pretend to give a fuck about like the internet videos talking about it or the news coverage about it. That shit doesn't matter. It's about, can we bring more people to the platform? Can we make money off of bringing these people to the platform? It's a fucking business. Like they're trying to, you know, win. They're trying to succeed. And so for them, and I'm sure for every other, like, I guess, video platform or streaming platform out there, like I said, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as you can find a way to make profit off of it. Like, to kind of circle it back to EDP, you know, I'm pretty sure he's uploading to YouTube again. Like, I've heard that he has come back to YouTube on certain channels, and he's, like, trying to upload in the underground or whatever. So it's like, you know, like I said, they don't give a fuck. They care if people make a big, like, rise about it or fucking cry about it, and maybe it threatens their bottom line. But other than that, why would they give a shit? They don't care about, you know, some video online saying, oh, this is the wrong decision. They don't give a shit, man. This is going to make them money. It's going to put them in a position where they think that they can advance off of. So pretty crazy development. But like I said, it's one that over the last few days has been kind of suggested by a lot of people as a possibility. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about the Dr. Disrespect Rumble deal and signing out.